opinions be told. Wrexham forever, through thick and thin. It's WREXtra time, let the calls begin.
Okay, hello everybody. We are here. It's WREXtra time again. Another match down and another 3 points. First half was fantastic. Second half was dog shit, guys. It was really bad, but we survived. We survived. We took the 3 points, and that is really all that matters. But I'm sure there is plenty to talk about. So this is WREXtra time. If you've never been here before, what we do is invite you to jump on, have your say, and we will talk about it. My name is Paddy Power, and this is the local pundit. I have gone a little bit early. It was posted to be at midnight my time. But guys, we are probably going to do a short one tonight, maybe just a half instead of a full 90 minutes. So get in quick, get in fast, and let's discuss it. Portsmouth, big win against who are normally a mediocre team. They did not look mediocre in the second half, but had they been just a little bit better, they would have taken us out, I think. But they aren't, and they didn't. So let's be happy. I am happy. The leaderboard is leaderboarding. Unfortunately, a lot of people around us also won. So basically, we're just staying where we are with the same distance between everybody. But there are less matches to lose it. So it is what it is, guys. So people are just bumping into the chat, jumping in there. So first up, we have a new member. Roman has won. I'm not sure if that was a gifted membership from the watch along, but you're very welcome here to be a member. And guys, if you are a member, if you're not a member, do hit that like, do subscribe to the channel. And we need to change our subscribers because it is not 3.3 anymore. Sorry, it is not 3.2, it's 3.3 now. So I need to get that changed. But who is here tonight? Tonight so far, we have Jeff G in the house. Great win. 3 points is 3 points. It is a great win, absolutely. We did the main work in the first half, and then we worked our ass off in defense in the second half. So let's take a positive from that. It certainly did not look pretty. As Jay May Singh is saying here, wasn't the prettiest game, but a win is a win. And David Pikey, last chance. 3 points is 3 points. Yes, people. Let's take some positives out of this. Happy Duckman. Okay, let's see if his comment is happy. Love Smith starting. Great call by Parky. We were colouring the channels with speed in the first half. That header by Smith was fantastic. He got up in between two defenders and got the head on it and just steered it back across the goalkeeper. He was going the wrong direction, nicely up in to the top left-hand corner of the goal. Keeper had no shot of getting that. So that was fantastic. It did end up 2-1, and second goal then was by Max Kluert, another header, which was fantastic. Set pieces kind of going our way today because Pompey had set piece after set piece after goddamn set piece. I don't even know what it finished, but I'm going to look it up and see where we ended up on that one. Corner after corner after corner, back out and back out and back out, and left side, right side, left side. It's a good thing they're not better at corners. On Champ Chat last night, we were talking about Birmingham have put out an advert looking for set piece coach. I said we need a set piece coach as well. I've been calling for one for quite a while, but maybe Pompey needs a set piece coach as well, because goddamn did they have a lot of corners and didn't manage to score. Alex F is happy. Let's go with the win. Happy Duckman. They did adjust, and do you know what? I would love somebody to actually tell me exactly what seemed to change in that second half. It flipped on its head. It absolutely died for us for the majority of that second half. It really was weird. We barely got a shot in that second half. Certainly not for probably the first 30 odd minutes of that second half. Maxi versus also happy. Let's go. Yes, absolutely, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Looks like we were drilling corner defense for the second half. Lots and lots of corners. I'll check it now in a minute. Alex F again. That was a crazy game. I don't know how we could have changed stuff up to do better in the second half. It was a weird one. It really was. We just couldn't string a pass to get. Well, actually, sorry, that's not fair. They had a lot of nice passes in that second half, and we didn't get close to them. We were not tight enough to them in order to intercept those balls. So, yeah, very, very odd what happened in that second half. So let's pull it up here in the background and see what happened in the match. Wrexham. Okay. So match tonight. 40% for us it ended up. Now, if you were just looking at possessions, that's quite good for us. We kind of like to be on that end and then we win. But that's not exactly the way it turned out this time. Expected goals, XG. I hate XG, absolutely detest it. And once again, XG stats tonight, 0.54 for us and 0.53 for them. And we had 3 goals. But come on, this is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. We had 10 total shots, 2 big chances. They had 9 total shots and 1 big chance. Interesting, that one, because they kind of were peppering us at the end, but I guess, yeah, not really big chances by them or decent shots either. So where are the corners? Oh, I need to go into the stats to have a look at the corners. Okay. Shots on target for us 5, 1 for them. Okay. Fouls committed. Corners 15 for them and 3 for us. That's pretty nuts. 15 corners. So our guys did really well on the defense for that second half. You know, they had to with that amount of possession in the second half for them. If they had been just a little bit more skillful, they would have taken us out. But we stood off them at times as well and allowed them to run. The goal that they got, I agree with Ken from the watch along. We stood off them. We gave them the space. He ran into the space and they ultimately converted it. It wasn't an amazing goal, but it's what they should have done. It was a nice goal. I don't think it was a fantastic goal that they made for themselves. You just take what you can get. So, look, nice goal, but not amazing. But it makes no difference. A goal is a goal. So ultimately, I don't really care. But I do agree with Ken that it wasn't a fantastic goal. I actually put that down to our mistakes. Okay, Alex, if we make changes, we go into isolation play and we go into turtle mode, which I dislike. If we make changes, not totally sure exactly what you're meaning with that one. Okay, Jeff G, let's hope the rumor of a potential new player comes true. So for anybody who doesn't know this, there are rumors out there, and we were talking about it in our Discord channel earlier in the day. There are rumors that a potential new player was spotted at the grounds. So in that case, we may be bringing on a free agent. Is it true? Is it not true? Not quite sure, obviously. That's why it's a rumor. So let's see. We can keep an eye for the next day or so, and then we'll see what happens. Do we get a new signing or do we not get a new signing? William Miller is in the house. I'll bring you in just 2 seconds, Will, and we'll get our first caller in. So I'll just finish off these comments. Okay, Duckman. I love the championship. This is fun. I do like the championship. It's really interesting, actually, how so many teams can take points off each other. It does make it interesting. Okay, so let me put this one up here. This is the link to join the show, guys. And we have our first guest tonight. I'm going to bring him in right now and say hello. Hello, how are you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. What do you want to talk
Another pucker factor.
about?
Well, I was just thinking we're on a little. I think we got a little delay here.
Yeah, it's a little squeaky. Signal's not amazing.
Let me see if I can clean that up a little bit. I was wondering. I'm just going to go ahead and get off right now.
Okay. Yeah, jump back on and we'll try again. Cheers. Thanks, Will. Okay. Happy Duckman. Don't forget to like everybody. We did say it earlier. Free Pugs shows in the house. What's up? Great first half, rough second half, but we did get the big W. Yes, we did. Now let's actually have a look at the scoreboard and have a look at the other matches and see what happened. So first up, let's try and zoom in this. There we go. That might be good. 2 seconds, guys, while I sort all this. Touching too many buttons. Share screen. That's the one I want. There we go. Right. So leaderboard, obviously Coventry, Middlesbrough, Ipswich, Hull is on 57 points. Millwall on 56 points. They have to play tomorrow and they have Birmingham. So that will be an interesting match. We are on 54 points. Then Southampton are on 50. Bristol on 50. And they have both played as well on equal matches to ourselves. So at the moment, we have 4 points safety from 7th place, but Birmingham still have to play their match. And if they win, they will be on 52. They will go back to the 2-point gap we had before these midweek matches. So that will be an interesting one to have a look at tomorrow. Now we do have our next guest. Gonna shock the hell out of all of you guys. It's Habs. Hey.
Yo, it's Interpol's Most Wanted.
Yo, what do you think of this leaderboard, huh?
It's looking tidy. It's looking tidy so far. I mean, we've got a 4-point gap with Southampton, but I did say in the chat during the match that we have to wait until tomorrow's match to see where Birmingham's going to be, because they're going to be the ones. But I did say, I think it was either doing a extra time, I think it was, that Southampton has the possibility of sneaking straight back in, and it looks like they are sneaking themselves back in.
Yeah, this is what I was looking at too. Obviously, just below us right now, we have Southampton, Bristol City, and Birmingham possibly going to jump back up behind us as well if they take out the match tomorrow. Now, obviously, Millwall are playing against them. So would you prefer let me just ask you what you think. Who would you prefer to win tomorrow? Would you prefer Birmingham to win and just be 2 points behind us? And then we are 2 points behind Millwall? Or do you want Millwall to take it and move off, but have Birmingham further back?
I prefer a draw, if anything, but
Okay, well, of course, that's an option. Yeah.
a draw would be better. So that, But-
That's an option.
but is it a choice between those two?
Well, that's the match tomorrow.
So do I have to choose which one from the options? Who
Oh,
would
you
I
can
prefer
choose a
to
draw.
win?
No, you can choose a draw. That's
I would
acceptable.
prefer a draw. I prefer a draw,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
that ultimately, because if we look at it that way, Birmingham stays back. That gives us a buffer from Birmingham, and it gives us a buffer from Bristol as well as Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
That way, and of course, Millwall goes up by 1 point, but that's only 57 points. That means they're only 3 points ahead.
And one match we can take them because of the goal difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that is the best option. I would think. But then, leaving that aside, though, would you prefer Millwall to win tomorrow and move away? If I only give you the two options, or do you want them to knock Birmingham back? I'm going to tell you mine. I actually think I want Millwall to lose.
That's what I want as well.
Because there's too many teams behind us. I don't necessarily think we're going to be able to keep everybody back.
That's what I was thinking as well.
So I think Millwall is catchable, and maybe the sooner we catch them and let them slide down the pack and let other teams fight against them, the better. So I would like to be sitting in fifth and have a chasing pack, so at least you have a little bit of buffer, 2 spaces in this one.
Yeah, that's why I asked which of those two options you wanted me to go for. Was either a Birmingham win or a Millwall win. But if it comes to that, I was going to say Birmingham win, because we can deal with that.
Yeah,
as opposed to the rest of the others.
Yeah, it would be nice to free up more than one spot in the playoffs that you're kind of aiming at. So yes, I think Millwall is catchable. I think they could go on a nasty little run. They don't have fantastic matches coming up in, say, the next 3 or 4 matches. So that's an interesting one.
The thing is that their depth won't be able to handle the rest of the. They always struggle around this time. Now they could do something different, but now they have to deal with the depth of the rest of the season. Do they have the depth to be able to handle this? Because that's one of the biggest problems that Millwall's always had in a championship. They've always had depth issues.
Okay, Habs, we have a couple of guests in the background I'm going to bring in now.
Yeah, good.
And we can add more to the conversation. So, William, you're back.
Yeah, how you doing? Is that better?
Much better, much cleaner. I can see everything nicely. So
I just got to use the iPhone. I was looking up online, on the transfer market. Who do you like if Wrexham were to bring somebody in like a center half? Who do you think you need, a center defense or center attack?
Defense.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking that also. Anybody in mind?
No, I've paid no attention to the available options. I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone completely out of left field. The MLS is in between leagues or in 3 seasons. Are they still available to us? I think they might be. But William, I'm going to ask you to hold on there for 2 seconds because we have another guest as well. I think a new guest, and I'm going to bring him in instead of having him sit in the background. So, Maxiverse, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
This is my second time, Paddy.
Oh, second time. Sorry. How long ago has it been then? Been a while, is it?
Yeah, it's a couple weeks. I think it was QPR, I believe.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I tried to forget that match, so.
Yeah. yeah, something like that.
Okay, so we were just chatting there about the playoffs and how it is at the moment. I'm not overly happy that now behind us we have Southampton and Bristol. Because we know from last season, obviously, Bristol is able to get into the playoffs. They're a pretty decent team. And then Southampton, they have had a pretty poor start, but they've turned it around and they're starting to look good because obviously they had to climb their way up. And then Birmingham as well haven't played their match yet. and can potentially get just behind us. But what I was asking was, they are playing Millwall tomorrow. What do you want to happen? Do you want to draw? Do you want Birmingham to take out Millwall so we can take them down soon? Or how would you like that to go tomorrow? William, do you want to go?
I think that you were saying before, a draw is probably the best.
Okay.
Keeps the teams behind us a little more further behind us, and also hurts the team above us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, slowly climb and take them. Maxie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think anybody from 1 to 12 that are playing each other, I would like to see a draw. And anybody
Okay.
from the bottom playing those from 1 to 12, I want to see them win. That would be my preferred option there.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can take Millwall pretty soon. Actually, I think they might start sliding just a little bit, and I think we need a little bit of runway here with both 5th and 6th spot with the teams behind us. So it's going to get tight, I think. But our next matches are not too bad. We've Charlton at the weekend. So let me ask this question. Would you like to see some changes in the lineup for the weekend match?
I kind of would have liked to seen Kiefer start today.
Okay.
And maybe bring Smith on at half or at 60 minutes. I was really kind of biting my nails waiting to see when Phil was going to make his moves. I think he waited too long, and then I don't think he quite put enough into it. Coming on with 2 players than Max with about 10 minutes left. I don't know. Seemed kind of weak to me.
Yeah, the question often is, are you going to stick or twist with the team you have? And with Parky, he always seems to stick, almost exclusively. What do you think, Maxi?
No, I think, honestly, the lineup was good. Honestly, I think Keither needed rest today, and he will start on Saturday against Charlton. Honestly, I think it was a good selection, in my opinion. The subs, they had the momentum there in the second half all the way till the 80th minute. They were putting a lot of pressure, but we were able to hold them back. I don't know, who do you bring from the bench, to in the middle of the park to make that Zach Biner? Maybe a little late, but honestly, I think it was a good selection. Keep Keith for Saturday and freshen up on the front a little bit. Maybe bring Windass and Broadhead from the bench maybe on Saturday.
Smith's goal was fantastic. That header getting up in between 2 defenders was really good. For the weekend, I think you're probably going to swap Smith back with Kiefer Moore, and my guess would be one of Windass or Broadhead is going to be on the bench as well, and there might be another change there, but we'll see. We'll see what he does.
I got to say that trio combination up front, in the midfield there of Windass, Broadhead, and O'Brien seems to be working really well right now.
Yeah, O'Brien has had to go back to defensive mid though today.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really in the front three.
But he was still putting some pretty good passes in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's his job. Yeah.
I'll say one thing. Despite people's opinion about Kabore, the last couple of weeks, I noticed that on that side, he always seemed to get distracted a little bit, and people run behind him. But today he was on it. His defensive, I believe he was defending quite well today, because I noticed in the past he always, when he goes in the box, there's always someone lurking behind him and he's not really aware. But today I felt like he was a little more aware of.
Okay, that's interesting. That's not my take at all.
No, really?
Yeah, there was a bit of discussion in the. Is someone listening to the show? There was a bit of discussion as well. Okay. Who's that? Let's see. William, the feed from YouTube is actually on a delay, so it'll interfere if you're trying to listen to it through YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to bring Habs in on this one and ask his opinion, and I'll go around the house on this because Kabore is one that we were discussing in the comments with the watch along today. What's your opinion of Kabore today, Habs?
Ooh, what was that noise?
Doesn't matter. Go on.
Anyways, yeah, it was okay. It was a tale of two halves, effectively. That was, I mean, first half, he looked on it. He was just dangerous the entire time. Every time you got the ball to him, he was doing those lovely runs, cutting into the center as well. They gave him so much. They whenever they try to block him off, cuts through, tries to go through, get these nice crosses in as well. He had these nice crosses in the first half where he just some people were either not in the end of it, or where they were just missed it, or they just didn't get it on time. And it was really good. The second half, he had a really good battle with Ali the entire time. I think people are forgetting that, how much of a fight he was having with Ali the entire time on that on the right. So that was quite a bit of a battle that was taking place. And the amount of times that Ali was slipping because of Kabore, like he was putting pressure on him the entire time and kept conceding goal kicks for us. Yeah. So, I mean but yeah, it did get to a point where I was thinking, what are you doing? It looked like he just, like he didn't know what he was doing some points there. Like there were some passes where it's like, there's a perfectly clear pass that you can give. You don't need to do these dangerous passes or these dodgy passes going there.
Okay.
I think that's just a lack of experience and integration into the squad. I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah, he's still not completely on it with the rest of the squad. He constantly does some nice stuff, but the way he mixes with the rest of the team, it's still not right. William, what's your take on this?
I just wanted to end on this. He has improved on this as well. It has gotten better over.
Yeah,
it has gotten better.
Yeah. Well, can you hear me, William? Maxie, do you want to take it?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe honestly, I think he was battling hard today. I thought he was gonna get subbed at some point, because he was that guy. I don't know his name, but he was good. That guy on the Kabore side, that he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was solid, and Kabore really had to fight. I thought maybe Longman was gonna get a few minutes. I saw a comment about maybe bringing DKD. Honestly, I think Parky would have brought him in if they didn't score that goal. I think if it was like 70th, 75, 80th minute, and we're still 2-0, I think he would have brought like DKD on and keep more out. Keep him fresh. But that's kind of just a quick comment on that.
Yeah, my issue was I agree with you say the guy he was defending against was doing really well, and he was pushing him, and he was getting around him on occasion, which I don't mind. For me, it's more with defending when we're caught in attack. Now maybe he just needed a second to get his wind back or whatever. Sometimes to me he looked a little bit lazy in switching from his attack into defense. And moving. Now, this was before there was a massive break, but just the ball had been lost. They had it, and he was just standing there and walking.
But Paddy, quick thing on that. But if you notice, also Kabore was way forward. He was very close to Windass a lot of time. So imagine how much he had to track back in a lot of because he was pressing at the same time. He was pressing as Windass was dropping more towards the middle, between O'Brien and Davo there. So he was up and then he had to run back. So, I think he did okay.
I'm being too harsh, am I? Okay. William, what's your take on that one? Can you not hear
You
me?
have me muted.
Oh,
You have me muted.
You can unmute yourself. But you're on now. I can't mute you so that you can't hear me. Something's wrong on your end.
Yeah, he's freezing.
Yeah, I haven't done anything to you. I haven't stopped you hearing me. If anything, I can switch off your microphone so other people can't hear you, not the other way around. You're definitely not hearing me. Something's up.
There seems to be a delay.
So, can I interject something on Kabori?
Yeah. Go.
I watched Seattle Sounders too. There's a guy on Seattle that came up with Kabori called Georgie. I don't know if you've watched him before, but he plays on the left wing on the national team, and Kabori plays on the right wing. And he plays the West African type of ball, and they play the same way. They came up through the same academies, and they're both very, very exciting players. But Seattle's having the same same trouble with Georgie that Phil's having with Kabori. They don't fit into the English style soccer. They're just, they just don't know how to fit into it. Well, Georgie doesn't fit into American soccer either. So it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, interesting take. I don't follow any American.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off because I can't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that. Cheers. Thanks, Will. Talk to you again. Okay, so that's Kabore. And a couple of people in the chats here are saying, yeah, maybe I'm a little bit harsh tonight. But that's okay. I have my opinion. And I'm not doing it on purpose just to rile people up. I do wonder about Kabore from time to time. It's like sometimes I love what he's doing, and others just isn't working, and I'm kind of I really wish he could link with the team a little bit better. And then there's a flip side that he's usually getting double teamed as well. So there's a lot involved there. It's not a simple thing to just simply say that he's great or he's not, or we should look for someone else. That's absolutely not a simple thing here.
I was going to say that's not an unreasonable opinion because it's quite easy to have, really, because he was pooing the bed. He was some points as well. I was just thinking, what are you doing? That's perfectly reasonable to have that kind of opinion because of what he was doing at some points in the match. I think what really revitalized it was when we had the substitutions of Rathbone and Moore, and then eventually Viner, because then you can start seeing the pressure around that 67th minute. You can start seeing that we were starting to push them back again, and then we started getting into more dangerous positions. And if only Rathbone got that goal, that would have been dirty. I think that they would have lost all hope at that point.
Yeah.
I was screaming at the TV, hold on to the ball for 5 seconds, people. Come on. I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. That was crazy. I was a little nervous. So, yeah.
So question here in the chat, I'm going to give it to you guys. The question is, so Paddy, would you rather sign a left wing back or a right wing back over the summer? So I'll throw that out to you there. Habs, do you want to go first?
I'll let the other person go. I'm always
okay.
In my opinion.
Go on.
Me? I'll say left for sure. I don't know, because if you look at the right, we have Kabori, and so far, I mean, has Longman? When was the last time that Longman actually played on the left side? I don't really remember. So I'll say the left wing back for sure.
I'm going to cheat and say we absolutely need both. I don't care. We need both. Because as it stands right now, Kabore is not our player. He is on loan. So either we sign him, in which case we still need another for that side, or we don't sign him and we need two. Now, I would prefer not to be looking for two in the summer. And I do think Kabore is certainly good enough to fight with whoever we bring in. And I would certainly love him to be the backup if we find someone better. But then on the left, we absolutely need someone there. Our wing backs are central to how we play. Even though we are holding the ball more, playing through the middle, they are the key to our style of play. So it's going to be a big summer for wing backs coming up, is my opinion on it.
I would agree with that as well. I mean, we are a very direct team. When we go through the centre as well, our main attack vectors are either on the left or the right. Now, usually it's on the left, and it has been for the last few months. But because our style requires things to go forward quite a bit and go direct towards people, and then we shoot off to either the left or right to be able to get the crosses in and then cause havoc into the box to try and get a score.
Yeah.
But for conversation's sake, Paddy, like to the end of this campaign, like I imagine you will also pick play for the left, wouldn't you? Like
okay, if you were to magically say right now, pick someone, we can have him left or right.
Thomason has been unbelievable, but he can't play every single match, and you need cover for Kabore. So
I would use Longman as the cover for Kabore. I would take someone for the left. Yes, I would. Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
That's how I would do it. I would like potentially Kakache to be our second in the summer, similar to how I just mentioned about Kabore. I would like to bring in someone better and have Kakache fighting to get some minutes. Obviously because of the injuries and stuff as well. I wouldn't be looking to get rid of him, but if we had someone to be the first and he was the backup, maybe that's how you would do it. Thomason also plays the midfield, so he can cover injury cover after the summer, and keep Longman then as well as the backup for both sides. So my 5 wing backs would be Kakache, Kabore, Longman as the backup, and then 2 new, 1 for each side. That'd be my 5. Barney wouldn't be part of the team after the summer. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think he'll be here after the summer. And then Thomason is kind of in our midfield grouping anyway. So he's versatile and good to have. So he'll mix in with the others, I guess.
I think this experience that Thomason's getting from being on the being a left wing back is probably going to help him out. We'll probably end up using him as one of our 10s and be able to play as a wide 10.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt him having this extra new experience available to him, even if he ends up in a different position at some point. So I don't. He's getting a lot more minutes than I expected. Let's put it that way.
More than he should.
More than he probably should coming up from League One. Yeah. So.
I mean, no. What I mean by it's not in a negative way. I mean, like we got to have someone putting him. We need someone there. We need Kakache back as soon as possible. Hopefully, as far as we know from the information that's out, it isn't as bad in terms of the injury. Way back when we got the information of the injury, so hopefully he should be back pretty soon. Hopefully.
Yeah. So, do you agree with this? For Thomason, he had the amazing first match, of course, full of adrenaline, getting to play. You know, people were kind of unsure what he was going to do. Had that amazing match. Then had maybe a little bit of a dip of form, kind of back to the mean of where you might expect him. But now, lately, I've seen an improvement upswing again. He is seeming to be more comfortable, more settled, and is now becoming more of an attacking threat again. Do you agree with that, or am I missing something?
I mean, he's not a natural left wing back.
Of course, yeah.
That's probably what. Maybe there's been a slight dip in certain areas, but he's not used to like having to track back in the same way as a left wing back usually should, and so that's taken him some time. I mean, you can see today. I mean, he had to when Portsmouth did their substitution, and when they brought Blair on, he was having that battle with Blair on his side, and you can tell that it was quite difficult for him to do that. But he managed to readjust, and every time. Like Portsmouth, what they were doing is they were doing switches. Every time they're doing switches straight into the other side, or when they were trying to get into the ball pass to Blair, Thomason immediately reacted and said, "No, I'm going to get that ball before you get to him," and just constantly kept it away from Blair. And he had those incredible run where he was close to scoring as well.
Okay. And comment here from Chris: we can't count on Libby. Hopefully, we can fix that. George has been on the pitch and been consistently good with some great play, which is true. And you know what? It has happened before that a player has completely switched role. It's not outside the realms of possibility that Parky might leave him in that position and keep him, depending on what happens in the summer and who's available. But I think he would need even maybe another step up. But maybe time will do it for him. By the end of the season, we can wait and see on that. So moving the topic, where do we want to move the topic? Something else from today's match that you want to talk about? Max, have you anything else in particular you want to mention?
I mean, we just to finish on Thomason, I didn't expect this from him coming from League One, honestly, and all the stuff that his previous team was saying about him. So he has the shirt to the end of the season, honestly, for Kakashi to fight it over him. So I want to say something. I want to touch on O'Brien. I think with Sheep and James down, I think he's definitely taking that midfield and make it in his own. And like you guys all alluded before, that's where he's naturally playing most of his career, like in Swansea and the States and all that. So I think he had another excellent game. He was definitely controlling that midfield. He had to work hard, obviously, because they were attacking a lot today, but I think he had a great game as well.
Yeah, he had a solid game today. I think his game against Ipswich was maybe better, but the whole team kind of fell down a little bit in that second half, and he certainly put the effort level in. You know, he didn't stop. He was absolutely trying. Again, made some lovely passes and didn't make massive mistakes. You know, there were occasions we got caught, and he got caught as well, but he's starting to look solid enough in that position if he needs to remain there for the rest of the season. Woody here says that Lewis O'Brien is playing better since Parky started using him as a 6 instead of the 10. Yeah, I said on the pregame show, I just think that O'Brien is good on the ball. He can move the ball forward. He is progressive. And when you play him deeper like this, when he does that, he then is in the correct position for me of laying it off to somebody else and giving the final attack to the front team, which is where I think he's best, because he's not great at finishing. We were playing him a little bit too high up the pitch, and once he started moving with the ball, he was already in a scoring position, which often meant he had to just go for it. And we saw his conversion rate from those. And I think me included probably expected too much out of him because he was put in that role. But that's what you have to expect. If you're put in that role, the expectation is you do the things necessary for that role. So a lot of people, I suppose, were harsh on the fact that he didn't finish a lot of those chances, but he was playing out of position. We were just talking about Thomason. We're not giving Thomason too hard a raw deal when he makes mistakes, and he has made a few defensively down that side. because he's playing out of position, and so was O'Brien. But it was hard with O'Brien because you looked at him and saying he looks amazing with what he's doing, but he couldn't finish. Now I think he's in the right position and should have less need to finish it.
If you were going to play him like that in the number 10 role, then that left number 10, then you have to use him as like a box crasher number 10. Because that's how he scores. He does not score like a number 10 that should. He doesn't score like Windass would or Broadhead would in that position, or anyone else, or like Rathbone in that position. O'Brien would be better as a box crasher, and you have to use him as a box crasher, but he's not being used as one. He was used more like trying to be intricate and try and be cute to get inside the box and then try and score that way. He's not that type of player.
Okay. Right, here's a topic from Rob. Nice and pointed. Move the topic to the fact we picked up another tree. We did. We already mentioned that. I showed the league. But okay, let's swap it a little bit. Let's talk a bit more about the goals. I mentioned Smith just to give him his due again. I think he did well. His movement was fantastic. Up around the front, especially the first half. Everybody was crap in the second, but his goal was excellent, getting up on top of two defenders. That was really good. So exactly what I would want from him. Anything you want to say on Smith before we talk about the other goal?
I think that was great. I mean, Doyle put that pass right in his head, even though he was in the middle of two defenders there. I mean, Doyle, another one that played amazing today. Smith up front, his energy, his running. For him to be able to get to that ball in the middle of those two defenders, that was and place that header, that was pretty good. Yeah.
And you mentioned it there actually, and it had kind of slipped my mind. Doyle with an assist again with that lovely crossover for Smith to get on the end of. And that's from one defender who has scored recently in the last match to now our other defender on the right-hand side, Maxi, getting his head on a ball again. So both of them, the two actually have 2 goals each on the back line. I was looking at that earlier. So it's really nice now to have both sides in around the box, kind of getting assists, getting the odd goal here and there. That's pretty good for the way we play.
Max is, he's securing his spot. He's like, Doyle is getting all this praise. What about me? So, he's going nowhere. I'm telling you, Weiner's gonna have to play in the middle because Max is here to stay, man.
And isn't it amazing that this happened after there was more in the papers again saying, "Oh, Brunty's back. Brunty's ready to play again." And everybody's talking about Doyle, saying there's no way Doyle is getting put on the bench, and now Max is up there scoring again. Don't forget about me.
No one is getting the back line right now. The way they're playing, yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think that's set until there's a major mistake. Or 2 even. Like you'll probably get away with one mistake. It would be a big poor performance, I think, before either of them gets hooked there.
You know what's interesting about the Smith goal? He's on his 6th goal now.
Yeah, and he's not starting every match.
That's the thing. And if this was the case like it was at the beginning of the season, well, at some point near the first half of the season, and he was playing, he would probably be around the same amount of goal. He would probably have the same amount of goals as Moore and Windass would be, with that kind of with what he's been doing. But then again, we've had to adjust the way we've had to play because we've changed up the way we've had to play as well. And now Smith is really starting to come into his own. So it could just be that it was just not his time yet. And we just needed to put him in at the right time, and it seems to be working out now. But then again, we could have used him in the first half of the season as well. for the way he was playing. But then again, we were not playing the same way.
Yeah, of course, there's no way to tell. But yeah, just averaging out the amount of minutes he's had and having a look at the goal contributions, it's a fair shout to say that if he was in for pretty much all the time, yeah, you could expect maybe double the goals he's got at the moment, or somewhere around there. But isn't it nice that we can make these changes and still be relatively comfortable in who we have, and they're getting the goals? You know, that's a nice feeling.
The thing is that other people have pointed it out as well. I was watching one of these Ipswich podcasts. I think it was either an Ipswich podcast or it was on a or TikTok or something like this. They saw the amount of people that scored against them, and they just said, "Look how many people scored against us. 5 different people scored. 5 different people. We are capable of scoring with different people at any point. We don't have an issue in terms of who can score. They can all score, and I wouldn't be shocked if Smith ends up getting double-digit goals by the end of the season with the way he's playing. But he's tracking towards that.
On Smith, like, honestly, would you acquire Keith Moore? Would you, like, obviously he's proven a championship player, and Smith hasn't been there yet, you know? So I can see the rationale behind not really starting him every game at the beginning of the season, and until literally he had to be forced, Parky speaking, to bring him on every game. Basically, that's when he actually showed that he actually can do it in the championship, because we know he was gonna get a few goals, but we didn't know he was gonna be this productive, honestly. Like, same as, you know, a couple of the players that never played at that level before.
Yeah, agreed. And Food Bunker brings up an interesting point here. Smith's issue was he had surgery to remove the tumor in his leg, and it took him a while to get back up to speed. So he wasn't necessarily available the whole time either. And it does make perfect sense. You know, you've moved up a league again. Everybody needs to prove themselves. And this was the case for a few players before that January window, you know, where you're thinking, okay, if they haven't scored, if they haven't had opportunities, and at the time I was talking about Rathbone, because he was coming back from injury too, that, you know, he has to show something too, or thoughts maybe out there of someone else replacing him and what have you. And it's going to be really interesting in this summer, because there was already calls in this window to bring in a new striker, you know, someone else to fight for that position as a number 1. And I'm not counting DKD and Thomason as that brand new top end striker that's guaranteed to get minutes and to start. Now, what if we end up with one of those in the summer? Because that is somewhere that you would potentially add more to. Who's going to go then?
Wow, yeah, that's tough. If we stay in the championship this season, that's gonna be tough, because you have Moore, Smith, and DKD. Calamatri, obviously, he's young; he's not going anywhere. But I just don't understand the DKD signing. To be honest, I get it, but like, if we stay in the championship this next season, we will bring somebody a big.
There will be, I think.
Yes, exactly. So he's not gonna see minutes at all. So I'm a little confused on that side. Now, in terms of Smith and Moore, I don't think they're going anywhere. But
okay, so let's have a quick go through the numbers then, right? So you have Moore. He's not going to go anywhere. He's just come in. He's scoring goals. You have Windass and Broadhead, both just after coming in, both scoring goals. And then you have Smith, Okay, he is scoring goals with the limited minutes that he's getting. So are we going to upgrade him and start him more than the others? That's going to be the question. And then we have the new guys. We have DKD and Cadamarti. Cadamarti doesn't really matter. But DKD, he's just going to get limited time. We're not going to get rid of him, I think. You know, like, you're not going to dump him after, half a season and say, oh, we've just upgraded, maybe. If anything, I think Smith might look to move for a starting position. Maybe he'll want to go and be the number one for a different championship team. But if we upgrade, what do we do? Do we have enough space to add another?
I mean, we'd have to get rid of J-Rod.
Oh, there we go. Completely forgot about J-Rod.
I forgot about him too. Yeah.
I completely forgot about J-Rod. Yes. Yeah.
We can bring
He's
two
one of the
more.
5. That's obvious. So yeah, okay. Let's be nice then and say we only need one more. That's it. I actually don't think we need more than one, to be honest. If it's a top end starter.
What I was going to say is that with DKD, I know the reason why he's brought him in. He's brought him in as extra depth.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell, but he's going to be used as a left 10. He's going to be. It's obvious that he's going to be used as a left 10 as to someone to fill that spot, because O'Brien's moved back into his natural position as a 6. Is it a 6 or an 8 he's being played as?
6, I believe.
Doesn't matter. I don't care.
I mean,
I barely use numbers.
Technically, we don't even really use a 6 or an 8 because our formation relies on double pivot.
Yeah.
Let's just call it the 6. He works far more effective there because we need the depth and the quality in that area as well. Because I can imagine Weiner's probably going to move back into the as a centre back, as a right centre back at some point. If we happen to be in the Championship again next season, we'll be much more dangerous this time.
Yeah.
We'll be significantly more dangerous that coming season. If we don't happen to go up, we'll be able to strengthen our squad that much more easily. And whatever we can add in there, we will probably have one of the highest. We'll have one of the most depthiest depth squads out there as well to be able to take on the season.
I like that. Depthiest depth squads. That's good.
I mean, look at the way we play. Okay, look at the squad we have. These are very good selected players that are working within a particular style that Parky has wanted. And even though we bought 13 new players, which is a lot as well, and we've had to let go a lot of people. Look at the way that it's taken. Look how long it's taken for us to be able to play the way we are now, where we're much more dangerous to go against. Now, if we do happen to stay in the Championship again next year, we become more dangerous because now we have the experience of being in the Championship, and we have a squad that has experience playing with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be a crazy team next year.
Yeah,
We'll be very good next year. I agree with you, Habs. And imagine like everybody getting a preseason and kind of coming together. We won't have this gelling period, quote unquote, that lasted for like 5 months. So we'll be extremely dangerous. I agree.
Yeah, we should only be bringing in 5 or 6 players max this summer, but they will be really top end players and major starters for the team, I would expect.
You can get him early in the window, please. Jeez.
But even just what you said there, we'll have a preseason with the squad we have, right? Which all know each other. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 in as part of that preseason, and we kind of go from there. But that gelling period of a brand new league, a brand new squad almost, and trying to work out the kinks early, that should be gone. Like we should have our team ready in the early part of next season, and move on from there. Now we've been
The
called
thing
out.
is,
Hang
I
on,
just wanted to say, okay,
go on,
go.
go on. No, go on. I'll do it in a minute.
I was going to say, in the same way that, let's say, Coventry basically has their continuity because they have their particular set of players. We have ours, and I would not be surprised if we don't happen to go up this year. If we don't go up this year and we still stay in the Championship, the next prior year, we'll have more time to train for the preseason. We'll have time to train, time to do the preseason, and I would not be shocked if we'll be in the top half. I wouldn't even be shocked if we'll be in the automatics in next season, simply because of just how much more depth, how much more stronger our team will be, and they've got that experience behind them.
Yeah. So you kind of said it there, but we're getting called out a little bit for we're acting like we're not going up. But at the moment, the odds are still that we're not going to be going up. Of course, there's a chance. Of course, we want to be in the playoffs and have that shot. Everything changes, and everybody's going to get cut if we end up in the Prem. So leave that aside just for the moment. But yeah, we are kind of talking about what next season in the Championship would look like. And with our upgrades, if we have 5 or 6 really top end upgrades, then yeah, we should be aiming at the autos next season. But that potentially does come down to how good the Prem teams are when they come back down, because we've seen it. They can fall apart when they have to redo their squad. They have to dump people. Motivation factors can destroy teams when they come back down.
Yes,
or they can hit the ground running and end up with a bloody 100-point year. You know, so it's unknown on that side. And yeah, the autos were not ridiculously far away this season with the way things have panned out, but it was basically the start of our season kind of destroyed that a little bit for us. And so be it. This is our first season in the Championship. Like, it's amazing results so far. And we're going to be damn close to the playoffs. I believe we'll be in them, you know, but we're going to have to finish strong to do it. And we'll have a shot. And someone mentioned Southampton being right behind us as well. Yeah, I'm not liking Southampton being right behind us. Because that's another team. If they get into the playoffs now, they're likely to be an informed side coming up towards the end of the season, and they're certainly capable of taking out the playoffs. So yeah, it's going to be a tough playoff, I think, this season, if we end up in them.
The thing is, though, if we do manage to go up this year, then because we have every potential to actually go up, if we go through the playoff routes, or if we somehow, by a miracle, and Middlesbrough just somehow poos the bed, we get into second. That would be insane. But if we do manage to go up, everything gets thrown out. Everything gets thrown out the window. Everything goes out the woodwork in the way we play at that point, because the squad that we have for this season, we don't even know we're going to have most of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's gonna be the Prem is not the same. It's just not the same.
It's not,
now,
yeah.
But then again, look at Leeds and look at Sunderland. Sunderland's method is getting a whole new set of players to be able to play and get a chance to be in that position. And for Leeds, they still have more or less the same squad as they did in the Championship when they went up.
Okay.
So, and they're looking like they're going to survive. So there's 2 ways of doing that. You can keep your squad, but you better damn well be able to make sure that you can actually fight in the Championship.
Okay, I'm gonna check
I'm
something.
in the Premier League. I'm in the Premier League.
I mean, it's like the continuity, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like sprinkling great talent, you know, as you keep some of your normal squad helps a lot for sure.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you here, though, on we can do a Leeds, because I just had a look back at the historical table for them, and they were in the Prem for 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, then got sent down to the Championship, missed out on the playoffs, then got promoted in first, and are now back in the Prem. That is not a squad anything near like us. You know, our players are not close to Prem players. So them not needing to rotate an entire squad is not comparable to our situation at all. We're a lot closer to Sunderland's scenario. But anyway, that's kind of getting even too far off track, because we're kind of talking about the playoffs for this season at the moment. One thing I will say is the way we are playing football at the moment, and we can see it from our cup matches, we are a bloody dangerous team for anyone else to come up against in the playoffs, in a one-off match where it's do or die. With the style that we are now playing, that is a nice place to be in if we end up there this first season. And we definitely have a shot, even though I expect the teams around us to be strong.
A lot of commentators have said that we're a cup team. We are. A lot of commentators have noted that the way we play like we're a cup team instead of like a league team, because a league team is very different to a cup team, and we've got that cup. We have that tournament cup style of play.
Yeah, but no matter what, even though yes, we're a cup team, like we could be in these playoffs with Ipswich, Southampton, and Birmingham, and us. That could be the four that end up in those playoffs. Like that is not an easy situation to get out of. We could do it. I absolutely think we could do it, but that's not an easy playoffs to get through.
Do you know which commentators, which particular fan commentators said they don't want to face us?
Ipswich.
Yeah, every one of them. They say we do not. Every one of them said, I've seen it on TikTok, I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on X, I've seen it on here on YouTube. They said, we do not ever want to face against Wrexham because they are the team that will turn us over. They're the bogey team to us, and they will turn you over quite easily. Yeah. For some reason, we are the bogey team.
And this week, actually, a lot of Ipswich commentators and podcasters and stuff have been picking up the one comment. I don't know who made it. Someone compared our Wrexham team to Ipswich of 2 years ago, where they were mean and hungry, and were after it in an attack-minded form, and everybody's been using that comment this week and saying yes, that's exactly what they are. That their team have kind of gone off the boil, and the hunger just isn't there anymore. Now they're still a very good team, and that's why they're so high up the table. And this can be some of the problems with the best teams who have built up fantastic players, is they can lose all sense of real motivation if it doesn't happen within a season or two. But they're still amazing individual players who can do really well. And that seems to be the way of it with Ipswich at the moment. And another comment was that they're overcoached, overmanaged. They're too rigid, they're too set in their plays, and when it doesn't work, it's like we can't do anything. We're not allowed to do anything. We have to keep our patterns, and if you can break their patterns down, that's it, they're done. But not many people can break those patterns down because they're so good.
It is really just I mean, the thing with Ipswich is you can tell when we faced against them at home, you can tell that whenever they were doing their little dark arts, it's very Prem like dark arts they were doing. There was so much Prem style dark arts they were trying to play. They got their hands over their face and everything else like that. And it's like that's not going to fly over here. And it is, you could tell it's just not. It didn't have that kind of thing. And I think McKenna, he changed up too much of the squad when he went into the Prem as well. And it lost a lot of continuity, and players like Broadhead were hardly used. They were hardly using the Prem.
Yeah.
A lot of the players that had really good chance to be able to play in the Prem and be able to use in the Prem, like Broadhead, they didn't have that. They didn't get their chances, so it wasn't that much of an issue for him to really discard Broadhead.
Okay. Okay. So Josh is after putting up a comment here. The interviews are obviously out, and Parky said that we had illness in the squad this week. Interesting. Not a comment, I suppose, that he would particularly need to bring out to save the the team from looking bad. We won the match, okay, bad second half or whatever, but yeah, so maybe a couple of the players got a bit of flu and other crap that goes on in teams.
You guys were talking about different podcasts. This might be outside of what we're talking about here, but I've been obviously listening to different podcasts, and I got so upset yesterday watching these guys talking about Wrexham, especially the American fans.
Okay.
For some reason, there's a perception that we've been kind of bamboozled or tricked by Rob and Ryan, and now these guys were for real, and kind of like we've been sold this perspective about Wrexham, well, fairy tale and all this different thing. But I like Ryan and Rob, but I don't even really care about them that much. I care about the team, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, I speak for myself and a lot of people, I think, that found this team through the documentary and the advertisement and all these different things that they were doing. But once we connected with the team and the town, which I think they did great doing, right? Because they connected that, the fans like me, I always loved football, but I never had a team. Like I never really watched the Premier League. I watched Real Madrid, but I was like, man, this is just a bunch of people I don't even care about that much. I enjoyed the match, watched the World Cup, but really connected to the story that they were portraying. But once that I got involved and got connected with what's going on at Wrexham and the team, I was like, okay, Ryan Reynolds can disappear from I don't want him to do that, but the team is the team. That team gives you energy and passion to follow them, and the way the story where they're coming from and where they are now, and the players and how we are ascending through hard work, playing hard, and because this is not a given. Just because you have some money to buy players doesn't mean that you're gonna make an impact in the championship. You know what I'm saying? So I just got a little upset watching that. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. But people are putting respect behind, they're seeing what we are all about now, and they're taking us more serious. If you watch all these podcasts, they're not saying that they're gonna come into Wrexham and beat us 4-0. They're not saying that.
Yeah.
They're all saying this is gonna be close.
It took a while, but they're slowly changing their tune now. It's getting to the end of the season. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh no, they've changed their tunes in the opposite direction. They have now. It's the they spent money, they did this, like on Second Tier, the Second Tier podcast. Yeah, the guy on the right, like the other guy on the left, he's the Cov fan, I think he is. Was he a Derby fan? I can't remember. The one on the left, he's changed his tune. He's like, okay, there's someone you don't really want to mess with. The guy on the right is like, he gives the typical cynical takes. It is. They spent all this kind of money. Look at our wage. We're like 11th in terms of wage bill.
Yeah, and look, nobody ever knows everything about another club. We're all looking at other clubs from the outside because you never pay enough attention to understand everything about it. But yeah, a lot of the takes are extremely cynical, and they're just stupid even from an outside perspective, because whether Rob and Ryan gave us the 30 million to buy players or whether it's coming from the fans who have bought in and the fact that we have a really big fan base, doesn't really matter, because what they're saying still doesn't hold up. what they're saying is, oh, Wrexham is actually underachieving because we spent so much money in the summer. And I'm like, you understand football, so you're just lying, is what you're doing. You know that we have come up back to back multiple seasons with players from different leagues. We bought in 12 players for this 30 odd million. So average it out at 2.5, 2 million each, for all these players. And you think that allows us to underachieve when we're 6th place and in the playoffs, first year in the championship? Come on,
that's the new narrative.
Stupidity.
That's the new narrative.
The problem is that they say, particularly on the second tier one, the guy on the left, I can't remember his name. He said, "No, I'm just being objective." No, you're not. You don't know No, you're not. You're not being objective. You haven't actually looked into our details. You haven't actually asked anyone, like anyone from our community or anyone from the Wrexham side, what is actually going on in terms of the money that we're spending or what's actually being used. Because that switch flips is like, well, you're underachieving, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that. There's another one. There was the Total Soccer Show. One guy's a Scot, the other guy's an American. Again, cynical takes, extremely cynical takes, and it's just absurd. We get these ridiculous takes that happen to us. It's either, oh, they're going to learn, they're going to get humbled. They are. It's all at the beginning. It's the cat. Avoid my cat. Anyways, they're going to say, oh, they're going to get humbled this season. Now we're sick, and all of a sudden that switches, that clicks happen. It switched on. That, well, they're underachieving. They should be doing better than this. Callum Fowler on the other end, I think he's just doing it as rage bait. He does it. I think he's doing it on purpose. But we're getting these ridiculous takes that's happened to us. It's either on one extreme end or it's on the other extreme end.
Yeah. I used to watch that guy when we were on League One, but I stopped. Because obviously all he does right now is to try to get, rage baiting, like you said. But it's cool. They were saying at the beginning we'll be fighting for relegation or maybe finish between, no higher than 15. And as Wrexham fan, we'll say, okay, if we are above Swansea, we'll be happy, right? We all saying that.
And 12th would be cool, Yeah,
and then, now we're in the playoffs. Now everybody's like, oh, Parky should have been doing better with this team. Because that's the new narrative now. That's the new line they're using. And it just makes me a little upset that, they think we are stupid or dumb or something, that we don't see what is happening, or we are going to get ourselves, as American fans, we just got, tricked into this,
fairy
tale nonsense. This is real. This is a real team, and just imagine if I hope we make a big splash in the playoffs and go up. But if we don't go up this year, we're gonna be one of the top teams next year for sure.
Yeah, and we should be. And you know what? Next year, people can have expectations of us absolutely being in the playoffs, or it's underachieving. Because if they're so upset that we spent 30 million last summer, wait till we spend 40 million this summer on 5 or 6 players.
We had to.
I know we had to, but if they're that annoyed now, and they're using it as a narrative now, first season, when we spend 30 million on 12 players, wait till we spend 40 million this summer on 5 or 6. Then the narrative might be a bit fair that we're underachieving if we're not in the playoffs next year.
Here's the thing though. Many of them were saying that when we got promoted to the championship, everyone was saying that when they did like a comparison and seeing what our squad is like, and they said, well, your squad's not good enough. You're going to need to get a lot of players. I was like, okay, we get 13 new players. Well, you spent this much money. You're going to get humbled.
Yeah,
you're going to have to get humbled or something like this. And now it's like, well, Parky's not good enough. He's going to get fired. It's like, no, he's not. You don't know what goes on in our thing. It's like all these. They think they know what's going on when they don't. They don't. No one asks us. No one asks any of the Wrexham community. No one asks Wrexham Brazil. No one asks Race Course Ramble. No one asks anyone else in our thing. No one asks like Liam Roberts. No one asks the local punditers. And they always have this. It's just always this switch. It's not like the League One and League Two campaign. to a certain degree, we still had that. It's like, you're going to get humble when you get into this league. You're going to get humble when you get into this league. You're going to get humble when you get into this league. Well, where's the humbling now? We're here. We're here. We're in the playoffs. We've spent money, just like everyone else has.
Yeah. Well,
Paddy, quick. So now getting back to, like, I'll ask you guys. So in the next 12 games, how many games do you guys think we need to win, draw, or how many are we able to lose so we can maybe stay on sixth place, fifth, or even push for fourth place?
we can lose about 13 points from today on. That's how I worked it out earlier tonight. We need to be on an average of about 2 points per match. Now we could get there with less than that, but seeing as you also mentioned third or fourth potentially, then it tracks quite nicely. If we get the 2 points per match from here, I think we'll end up on 77 points, which is above the average. The average is 74, and it might even land just a little bit lower. It's hard to tell at the moment. So yeah, about losing about 13 points. So that's 4 matches. And then draws as well. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy. You're going to get jumped pretty quickly by other teams if you start dropping too many points. But remember as well, like if we need to drop 13 points or less, everybody below us has even less than that.
Yeah.
So like Birmingham, then if you're putting them on the same standard, can drop 11. You know, and so it starts to get tight for everyone else. The problem is that if there's 5 or 6 behind you with enough ability to pull out that run, they can jump you. It's the sheer number of teams behind you that mathematically could do it is what increases the odds that you might mess up.
I feel like those last 6 games, so we have
they're tough.
Southampton, Birmingham, Stoke, Oxford, and then we have Coventry and Middlesbrough. Like if like those 4, like Southampton, Birmingham, Coventry, and Middlesbrough, I mean, at least 2 of those will be fighting for, out of promotion. And Birmingham and Southampton are gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
Hull.
A battle.
What, we still have Hull as well, don't we?
We do.
We do.
No, we don't have. Earlier, before that, we do. Before the.
A little bit earlier, but we still have them to do in the run. But they're one of the earlier ones up. Yeah.
Correct. And you think about Coventry and Middlesbrough trying to win the league. I mean, and I heard a conversation you got last night on maybe Champ Chat, was that it?
Champ Chat, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about maybe Coventry or Middlesbrough are far ahead. They might, we don't really need to be pushing, but at the same time, they might be fighting for something.
Well, here's the thing. You could have Coventry and Middlesbrough guaranteed top 2. But they could still be fighting for the championship to win the league. If they're close enough,
correct,
then they could still be fighting in order to actually take out the whole league and win first place. So it's really difficult to kind of get into that sweet spot where, Coventry has just run away with it. Middlesbrough can't catch them, but are safe themselves. So that's not an easy scenario to get into, but that's probably what you would want for those final 2 matches, where Coventry have already taken the title and Middlesbrough are safe. And then we've got them for the last 2 matches. But either way, we just said we're a cup style team. We can take out anybody. So
to be honest, whatever happens from here on, I'm sold in this championship.
Yeah.
This is incredible. It's going to be a dogfight at the end, but it's incredible.
It's a good thing Matt Al added the LOL to the end of this. We're only 9 points off the top spot. Like, Jesus, as if we don't have enough work to do to stay in the playoffs. Now you want to add another 9 points to win the bloody league. But yeah, I know you're only having fun. Now, anyway, it has now been almost the 90 minutes that I said I was only going to do 45. But anyway, doesn't matter. We were having a good chat tonight. But before we leave, let's have a quick word on this. Happy Duckman has put it out there. Let's shout out the women's team bringing home the Adrian Trophy. So they have their first piece of silverware, which is fantastic for the ladies. And they have a shot of taking out the cup and also the league still. So that's amazing for them. And well done to the ladies. I watched that match. It was actually a pretty fun match to watch. You guys, did you get to see the match?
Yeah, I watched the match, and I've been watching reruns and replays and interviews. I'm really following the women's team a lot as well, and I'm very impressed with them. And I didn't expect them to sign anybody new, and see them signing Maria. Seems like that goal. My goodness, that was incredible. I think we definitely. I want to say right now we're gonna take all three trophies this year. The women's are. I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
I think we're going to need an extra couple of episodes on Welcome to Wrexham this season, because if we end up in the playoffs, we have like ending up in the playoffs for this season. The cup run that we're already on is going to take up some episodes. Ipswich match, the Sheffield United match is going to have to be in there. The women, and they might end up with 3 potential trophies here as well. There is going to be a hell
and the
of
Coventry
a lot
match.
And the Coventry match as well, yeah. And the was it QPR match where we came back?
Oh yeah, QPR's got to be in there as well.
QPR,
That 3-2.
The 3-2 where we came back, yeah. So yeah, that's
in the dying moment of the match. In the dying moment of a match, we win.
Yeah, it's gonna start with Southampton, and then QPR after that. You know what I mean?
It's gonna have to be at least. It's gonna have to be at least 13 to 15 episodes this time, just like it was in the first 2 seasons. Because or at least make it 13. Because this is going to be a lot of content this season.
And you know what? There's a hell of a lot of content that might still need to go into it as well, because we already mentioned that we have Middlesbrough and Coventry in the last 2 matches, or the other way around, Coventry, Middlesbrough, whichever way it is. Which actually means if Middlesbrough and Coventry stay close to each other, we could very well decide who wins the league for the 2 of those, because because both of them have to play us in the final 2 matches, the last week of it. So that itself could be a storyline, because we could basically decide who ends up winning the league in those 2 matches, whether we take any points off them or not.
So we're kingmakers.
Maybe it could be. It could come down to that potentially we could be kingmakers. And then, of course, with the playoffs, we have the idea that Ipswich might be in the playoffs. We've already beaten them twice and drawn with them once, knocked them out of the cup. So that's a true storyline that we have there. We've got Birmingham, potentially, if they make it into the playoffs. That's a storyline from last season where we both came up together. The amount of craziness that's going on this year is absolutely nuts.
And we got to go to St Andrews.
Yeah, and we still got to play Birmingham as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not nervous about the end of the season, like you said, in Coventry and Middlesbrough. For some reason, we play way better when we are the underdog. We're fighting for something. If you think about it, I think we're gonna be up for it. We're gonna be up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is it?
So let's see Brady there again.
Okay, so I'm going to finish it up here. I have my On That Bombshell, and it's from Elvis. Ipswich are sick of our men's team, and Cardiff are sick of our women's team. That's the storyline for the documentary, and I love it. Thanks, guys, for coming in, and everybody else on your way out. Do hit the like, put in a few comments, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, all that good stuff. And we will see you the weekend for another WREXtra time after we have Charlton. And it is Charlton away this time. So we're back on the road, and that will be an interesting one. Hopefully another 3 points. And of course, there will be shows all week in between as normal. So from me and from everybody else on that bombshell, take care, guys. And see you soon.
See you in a bit, guys. See you in a bit.